about the weather fronts. Here's an introduction. So, a weather front is a boundary between two different air masses with varying temperatures, humidity, and densities, causing significant weather changes like storms, rains, or temperature shifts as they pass, with common types being cold, warm, stationary, and occluded fronts. First, we have warm front. Warm fronts are weather boundaries where a warm air mass gradually replaces a cooler air mass. It's characterized by the lighter warm air sliding up and over the colder air, forming widespread clouds like cirrus and stratus. And it usually brings steady and long precipitation, like raining, drizzling, or mixed winter precipitation, like a wintry mix that can last for hours. This also leads to rising temperatures and higher humidity after it leaves and passes. It's marked by red semicircles on weather maps, which we will show here in a minute. But before we do, warm fronts, let me give you an example. So warm fronts are like a summer day. It's really hot, a perfect summer day. It's really hot, but there's a light drizzle here and there. So this over here is the symbol for a warm air front, and you can see here that the warm front, which is warm air, is pushing and going over the cold air. Here is also a better visual. It's showing that the warm air is rising over the cold air. Now we have cold fronts. A cold front is a fast-moving weather boundary where a mass of cold air displaces a mass of warmer air. It forms with dense and heavy cold air basically bulldozing under lighter, warmer air, forcing it to rise rapidly into the atmosphere. Cold fronts are the fastest moving fronts, typically traveling at 25 to 30 miles per hour, though they can reach speeds up to 60 miles per hour. They bring sudden and intense weather, such as heavy rain, strong winds, and thunderstorms along a narrow band. The symbol on a map is shown as a blue line with triangles that point in the direction the front is moving. As the front passes, temperatures can plummet by 15 to 30 degrees Fahrenheit in just a few hours. Winds typically shift from the south or southwest to the north or northwest after the front moves through. Aftermath. Once the front passes, the sky usually clears quickly, leaving behind cooler, drier air and fair weather. So an example of the cold front in our environment would be when it's raining, pouring, so much rain. That's when you would know it's a cold front. And then once it goes by, it should be nice and dry, but still a little cool. So here is the symbol for a cold front. And here you can see the cold air pushing the warmer air away. This is an even better visualization representation that's basically showing how the cool air is pushing warm air. And it's going in the direction as the triangles are pointed. Next, we have the occluded front. An occluded front is a wrapped up weather boundary where three air masses, one warm and two cold, interact. How does it form? Since cold fronts move faster than warm fronts, they eventually catch up and take them over. The sandwich. Think of an occluded front like a sandwich. A warm air mass gets caught in the middle and is squeezed upward, cutting it off from the ground. So think of the two cold air masses as the bread for your sandwich, and then the warm air mass is like the tomato and the onions. The map symbol is basically a purple line with alternating triangles and semicircles pointing in the direction the front is moving, meaning it's basically red plus blue equals purple. And so it's a purple colored line with alternating patterns of triangles and semicircles. It usually forms near the center of a mature low pressure system and signals that the storm is entering its final dying stage. It brings a combination of cold and warm front weather, often resulting in widespread overcast skies and long periods of rain or snow. So you can see here how, for example, this one, there's the warm air mass in the middle. Then the cold air is sandwiching it, bringing the warm air to be squished and squeezed up. And here is the symbol. This purple alternating triangle and semicircle line is the symbol on a map for an occluded front. You can see here that when blue and red combine, it comes into purple, and it's just alternating. Finally, we have stationary front. Stationary front is a weather stalemate between warm and cold air masses. Basically, both fronts are stuck. The way you should remember this is S for stuck. It forms when two air masses meet, but neither is strong enough to push the other out of the way. Like I said before, it's stuck in place. It doesn't move. The same weather can stay over one area for several days or even a week, so very prolonged weather and precipitation. It's persistent weather. It usually brings many days of gray, overcast skies and steady rain or snow. Since the rain stays in the same spot for a long time, these fronts often lead to flooding. The map symbol is alternating blue triangles and red semicircles pointing in opposite directions. The front eventually breaks when one air mass finally gets strong enough to move, turning it into a normal cold or warm front according to which air mass got strong enough to move it. So here is the symbol. It's just one pointing one side, one pointing the other side. The triangles are blue and the semicircles are red. Here you can see how the warm air mass and cold air mass are just pushing together, but none are taking over another, so it's just stuck for stationary. All right, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and remember to keep learning.